Hi everybody, so this is going to be a video about what I eat. A lot of people ask me at the gym after class, before class, like, do you do supplements? What do you do? What do you eat? Are you vegan? I'm a little bit of everything, so I just went to the grocery store after teaching body pump this morning, and I figured while I have all my junk out, I might as well kind of show you what I eat. Starting with liquids, what I drink, water. I always keep this big one by my desk, and I have like a smaller glass that I just fill up. If I'm training a lot that day, I will do coconut water. This is the only brand I will do, the one that's refrigerated. It's supposed to be the best for you, and it's pink and it tastes amazing. Coffee. I do have coffee every morning. Probably just drinking it black mainly. Sometimes I add cinnamon. Every few months I'll add a creamer if I feel like I need to spice it up. And then matcha. I'll typically have water first, and then coffee, and then after training or something, maybe after eating, my matcha green tea. And then throughout the day I'll have some caffeine-free other teas, and I really like to have either a cup of Calm by Yogi or a valerian before going to sleep. Kind of settles me down. I typically don't eat breakfast, but since I got sick over the holidays with that stomach bug that keeps kind of coming back, I've been wanting to eat breakfast to settle my stomach, so it's been 2 different variations. The first one, toast. This is my #1 toast. I've been eating this, how many years? Probably 7 or 8 years. Ezekiel. And it's funny because I go into like Giant and Safeway, and they charge more for this than Whole Foods or Mom's Organic Market. So just be careful when you're looking for different alternatives for your bread or whatever you're trying to switch out. Sometimes the health food store is actually cheaper. I feel like the generic stores, they figure people don't know any better, so they up the price because we have this mentality that like, oh, if it's healthier, it's more expensive, but that's not necessarily the case. So I'll have the toast. And what I put on the toast depends on what I have. If I want something a little bit sweet, I'll do sunflower seed butter with banana and cinnamon. Or if I want to get more vegetables, I'll do like avocado and spinach and tomato, sauerkraut or kimchi. So that's breakfast, option #1. #2, I forgot to bring it, is steel cut oats. So just cooking steel cut oats really quick. And then I add in frozen berries. So I like to buy the berries when they're in season and freeze them when they're cheap. And then once I start to run out, get cheap mixed berries. Moving on to lunch. Lunch is always leftovers from dinner, unless I'm out of leftovers and I need to cook after class or something. But my meals mainly consist of some kind of carb. I love carbs. My body digests them really well. So I have these bins for rice, pasta. I just ran out of soba noodles, but that would be another one. And sweet potatoes or any kind of potatoes that I have on hand. And for protein, at home I do tempeh, tofu, beans, and lentils. Maybe once a week I'll cook eggs at home, but I always forget to buy them, so I end up just reaching for tempeh or tofu or these guys. What else? That's mainly it for protein. Moving to veggies, my favorite part. Staples. Kale. Spinach. Cauliflower. Broccoli. Bell peppers. Mushrooms. Green beans. Beets. Carrots. I like the rainbow carrots. Celery. What I've been doing recently on Mondays, so today, before I go teach again, I will boil the biggest cauldron of vegetables that you've ever seen. I'll do the broccoli, like all of the broccoli, all of the cauliflower, and most of the carrots, and I'll throw kale in at the end and some spinach. So with my breakfast, the toast or the oatmeal, I'll have like a small serving of just the plain boiled veggies in the morning. It sounds super sad, but I love just the plain taste of the vegetables without any seasoning or us like messing around with them. And I do like to eat celery as a snack, and that will come in a minute when I talk about snacks. Something I try to make a priority too when I'm cooking is to get enough fermented foods. So I'll drink kombucha if I can afford to splurge a little bit, or I'll just add sauerkraut or kimchi on top of my lunch or dinner. But a lot of the times in the colder months, I actually like to make homemade miso soup, which can be easy if you buy the little ready-made packet, but I start from scratch, so I just shop at H Mart. And I get the kombu, which is dried seaweed, and you soak it. I like to do it overnight. And then you have to bring that just under a boil. You take it out, and then you add bonito flakes. It's like really thinly shaved fish. You have to strain it after it comes back to a boil, and then you add the miso. But you want to make sure the water's not boiling when you add the miso. Sometimes if I don't want to add the bonito flakes, the fish, and just keep it vegetarian, I'll do dried shiitake. I'll soak them, and they kind of plump up, and then I'll use that into the stock. Add the miso, add tofu, and then I have the other little seaweed, wakame, and they kind of plump up. Where am I now? So that's my living food probiotic. Miso's really good. And with the tofu, sometimes I'll do tofu steaks. Well, I'll do miso with a little bit of honey, maybe mustard, kind of making a glaze, and then frying it in the pan to go on top of the rice and veggies, noodles and veggies, whatever grain I have, or quinoa. I forgot quinoa too. For snacks, a lot of people ask about snacks. I am not a snacker personally. I eat right now 3 meals a day. And then between lunch and dinner, because they're so far apart, since I typically work in the evenings, I'll have a snack, which looks like celery, piece of fruit, kiwis, an orange, an apple. Most of the time though, these are my favorite. I have a little wooden bowl that's supposed to be for rice, but I use it as my snack bowl for portion control. I'll do a little bit of pistachios and maybe 4 or 5 dates to get the saltiness and then the sweet that holds me over, and then like a stick or 2 of celery. Other than that, I don't like to snack. I like to sit down and enjoy my meals and eat until I'm satisfied, not stuffed, but satisfied. And this is how I eat probably 80% of the time. I like to be more flexible nowadays, where I can, splurge, have bubble tea, have bean buns, all the delicious things that you should enjoy, but not every day. So they're more of a treat, and I don't feel guilty because for the most part, I'm eating really, really clean. Now this video is already getting pretty long. If you have any questions about anything that I showed you, let me know, and I can go more in depth about it, breaking down the meals, time of day, meal planning, things like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. You get a little insight to what fuels me, so I'm able to do all my crazy stuff. Have a great rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.